Can you say hard hats, folks? Hard hats, lunch pails, steel-toe boots.
Anything short of a championship this year is a failure.
Look at this boomer right here.
You've just got so much talent here.
Somebody said we need to apologize for Jalen.
Can I quote it, John? What are we apologizing for? What did we say? What did we do?
Boys are back in town. Boys are back in town. What's up?
What's going on, fellas?
Who's that guy in the bottom right? Who's that guy in the bottom right? Is that Josue? Damn.
Short timer.
Wow.
We back. What's up,
Hola, Josue.
Team assemble.
Josue, how can we
just like old times? I love it.
How can we miss you if you won't go, buddy?
He can't quit us.
Like the last minute, literally. I'm waiting it out. No, man. I'm on my way. Don't worry.
It's okay. We're not rushing. We're not rushing.
OKC beat writer Josue Pavone infiltrating the Garvin Report one last time. Will he get a tribute video? I don't know. We haven't
got a bold
figured that out yet.
prediction for Josue.
Is he worthy? I don't know. It is a bold prediction show.
Will the number go up?
I'm gonna go. Don't maybe go IT, man. I'll put some quotes out there. No.
Yeah, it is a bold prediction show. And yes, people cannot believe that's it for Josue. A lot of people very bullish on OKC. OKC, woof. Yeah, but that's it.
Oh, the city. Oh, okay. Well, but the team, look out.
We're about to change. We're about to change the city, though, Josue.
The team, you never know what the bold predictions could bring. We may get Noah jumping on this show in a little bit as well.
That's not bold.
to give her bold predictions. Yeah,
30 more ad reads, not bold.
Josue Pavone, though he will be covering OKC, will appear on a Garden Report from time to time when he can, because he's still going to be paying attention to the Boston Celtics, of course, because born and raised, you know.
He's still doing the Max podcast too, right?
That's right.
We're doing the Max podcast.
So I'll be in the loop for sure. Plus, they're the champions, right? You got to keep your eye on the champs. So yeah, for sure.
That's right.
Got to keep your eye, especially in OKC, because
we might see him in the finals too.
They're coming.
Yeah. So, couple of things. We do know that the season starts tomorrow, which we're all excited about. Another thing we're super excited about, and like legit excited, is we have a no. But I still would prefer you not say anything.
Noted.
Shut up, Jimmy. Shut up.
Zip it. We have a massive giveaway. It's a winner take all. It is no joke, a massive giveaway. And we're going to announce the details on tomorrow's show. Wow. And in each show, there's going to be a special code that you can only get by listening to that show. It's going to be buried somewhere within the episode. And when you get those codes, it's going to give you more entries and more opportunities into a pool, into a lottery system for a big ass getaway. And I'm talking a big getaway. Yes.
Can I sign up?
I guess you can, but it would really look shitty if you won.
Well, hey, that's what happens when you don't tell me. You don't tell me ahead of time what's going on. Now I ruin it for everybody. I win it.
It's very cool. And look, man, the OGs are going to have a leg up because they're going to be in there. They're going to get all the codes. They're going to get the most amount of entries, and your chances are going to increase. But as I said, it'll be kind of staggered throughout. It's very cool. It's something we're going to do, and we're going to announce it starting tomorrow. Yes, Jimmy. Jimmy has questions.
I do have a question. How long is this contest run?
I think we're doing it through the first week of the season, but I will have the full details tomorrow. I just wanted to whet your appetites, WHET, just a little bit. Okay.
Well, if we ran it throughout the whole season, then everyone has to listen to every episode for all the codes.
Nah, man, they get bored. We'll have more than one. But this is one opportunity to get you going here, and it's very cool. So
one last question: did you say giveaway or getaway?
It's a giveaway.
Because I could have sworn you said getaway after that.
Does everybody in the chat understand? Because I'll just tell Jimmy later.
Okay.
Offline.
Thank you.
I think Jimmy was homeschooled. That's what it is. That's the etiquette you get down, you know. Too many years.
All right. I'll be on tomorrow to hear what the giveaway is. I'll be ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
what's up, Sherrod?
What's up, Jimmy? You haven't changed a damn bit.
It's good to see you.
Yeah, for real, Jimmy. I love it.
Damn.
It's only been like 2 months. What'd you expect?
Gosh.
Therapy only does so much, man.
Clearly. Shit.
Damn. That's why you need better help, everybody. Code
Jimmy's got
CLNS.
months. Jimmy's got months worth of takes, man. I'm here for it. Let's go.
I'm ready. I'm ready for
Anyway.
I didn't read anyone's bold prediction, so this is going to be a surprise to me too.
Okay, so we will have a few of
I
these.
wish I did. Damn it.
Yeah. We are giving away a getaway. Come get the giveaway tomorrow. Okay.
Perfect.
So yeah, we're gonna get into it, and the bold predictions, and there's not much of a bold prediction, but we do know that all of us are fairly bullish on the Celtics. And before we get into our bold predictions, just kind of general vibes. We'll get the thoughts here from Bobby and or anyone who's been around the team lately as they enter it. I mean, we watched them in the preseason look awesome. We get the kind of tone and vibe from all of the guys out there, just how they're responding to things, how Missoula's talking, how they're talking about things, the fact that they showed up ready, the fact that they look like they're in outstanding shape, the fact that they're talking about Joe kicking their asses in practice. That it's pretty clear that like that whole like worry about a letdown thing is something that they're all trying to get out in front of, certainly Joe, but I think the players kind of buy it as well. But Bobby, what's your kind of vibe here? It kind of feels like last year we were remarking at this time of the season how it felt like we just kept using the phrase grown-ups, right? There's a lot of grown-ups in the room. It felt more mature than in years past. Like it was like they were on to something and they were serious, a much more serious vibe. And this year I feel like it's almost like up a notch, not like in a kind of hard ass sort of way, but they seem like they know what they're here to do.
Yeah, it's like last year never stopped. You took a couple months off. Now you're just hitting the ground running, doing everything you did last year. I think Al Horford usually a pretty good litmus test on this thing in terms of how he's reacted to everything and how he has felt it's gone. I'm pretty impressed by how they've done, likes where he's at. He's probably the biggest question this preseason, given his status and the slow ramp up for him. And it didn't look great in that last preseason game, but said today he's ready to go too. So everything across the board you're checking off. The mindset, you hear people, players starting to repeat those Joe-isms at this point. Joe clearly in peak form, trying to manipulate the mindset and lower the pressure on this group, as he talked a lot about today. So it's like a repeat of last year. So much of the roster's back. We know that. You're seeing layers form on the roster too, like forcing turnovers in the preseason. That's something they didn't do last year. You talk about the maturity of the group, John. We knew that with the starters, but now you're seeing the bench look like elder statesmen or talk like elder statesmen or perform with that level of consistency in the preseason. And then you go down to the young guys and they're starting to show a little something here too. So the more I think about this, the more I look around the league and just see them through obviously a small sample here this preseason, but all we got. This could be better than last year. Remember, we were kicking around when this thing got started. Is it going to be a hangover? Is it going to be like 2009 where they go crazy out of the gate? This team's going to go crazy out of the gate. They're going to kill everybody these first couple of weeks here. And who knows what happens from there, but they are way more ready to go than anyone else in the league, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if any of you guys doubled down there, but I will say, like, my vibe has shifted from, well, they'll struggle a little bit with KP out for the first month and a half or two, and might not have that kind of dynamite record right out of the gate because they'll have to lose some games, won't play big guys on back-to-backs, and that's that. And then I remember that they basically went 16-3 through the playoffs without having Porzingis really contribute at all outside of a game or so, and like. That reminds you of just how good everybody else is on this team and what they're capable of doing even without KP. And again, KP was a cheat code last year. When he was in there, they were laughably good. So much so that like it was almost like, yeah, let's just see if we can win this thing without him. And they did easily. So I just don't have those early season fears.
No, they're built to withstand not playing with him simply because it's a muscle memory thing to them now. It's not something that they have to acclimate themselves to being without him. They've done this, and not only have they done it, but they've done it at a high level, at the highest of levels for the most part, and they've come out relatively unscathed afterwards. So this team, you don't want to puff them up too much, but it's hard not to. When you start looking at what they do, looking at what they did in the offseason, and start looking at what other teams around the NBA have done, and no one has done anything that makes you pause long enough to think that that team might be built better than the Celtics. There's not a single team. The closest I think there is to Josue's new squad, Oklahoma City, because that team was very good last year, and they made one significant pickup with Isaiah Hartenstein, and that gives them, definitely a team that's built to win out west and potentially
don't forget Caruso too.
Right, exactly. They got one of the better
sure.
perimeter defenders in Alex Caruso as well. So, but keeping it focused on the Celtics, they're built to get back talent-wise to the NBA Finals. And again, John, as you alluded to, and Bobby as well, some of the Jedi mind trick games that Joe Mazzulla is already playing. We haven't even got a damn game under the belt, and he's already playing the Jedi mind trick games with these guys to get them in the right frame of mind to withstand, that first onslaught that they're going to see at the beginning of the season. And you're not going to sneak up on this team. You're not going to catch them with the deflector shields down. They're coming ready to kick your ass from day one. And there is absolutely nothing that shows that they are coming to this season with anything short of we're going to do everything and then some that we did a year ago, only better.
So
Right, exactly.
I'll let Josue go last. I'll let him have the final word. I'll say this.
Wow. Yo, you just
Wow.
You're gonna get the final word. Who
Well
wants better than
done,
the
Jimmy.
final word?
Man, that is
I
such a
thought you were
Jimmy
gonna let
thing.
me get the all right, Jimmy.
No, I'm gonna let you get the final word. All I'm gonna say is I don't think the Celtics are gonna have a problem in the grand scheme of things. I do think, and you'll see it in the bold predictions, spoiler alert, I do think they come back down to earth a little bit record-wise. So that doesn't mean that
Jimmy, that's the first one I got teed up.
doesn't mean that I'm worried about them. It's just that I think that, again, I guess I'll just preview my thing. I think other teams got better in the East. I think there's a target on the Celtics back, and I think they know that they don't need to go into the playoffs with a 14-game lead. It's just not necessary. So I think they might take some. I think there might be some players who take an extra game or two off throughout the year. I think the Porzingis stuff, could linger a little bit, and I think that they're okay with that. And I think there's going to be other teams that might have a higher priority for a seeding than the Celtics do. So that's where I'm at with them. Josue.
Well, before you interrupt me, Jimmy, what I was going to say is that's the luxury of being the champions, of bringing everyone back the way they did. And we talked about this all summer. Like, when's the last time we've seen a team do this? And especially with everything going on and the team going on for sale, that's what you do when you're trying to get a dynasty going, right? And not everyone out there believes this team could be a dynasty. They think that maybe they win one or two within the next 2-3 years. I mean, they have to prove that, but they clearly have the talent to do that. And that's why you don't have to go through the hurdles of implementing new players or new scheming and things like that, because all these guys know their roles and they're getting better. Like John mentioned at the beginning, like they're entering their prime. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm getting that from the article. But like you said in the article, John, like these guys are entering their prime. Some of these guys, and then you look at someone like Derek White, what Drew Holiday has left, and in the sense of like he doesn't have to take on so much of that workload like we saw last year, and he's got this team's depth is actually going to be a big reason why they finished first in the Eastern Conference. But I'm with you on Jimmy. I mean, I think the New York Knicks will finish. They'll be one of the top teams in the East this year, and probably the team that the Celtics face in the Eastern Conference Finals. But because they're going to have that sort of like 2 to 3 weeks just implementing, the new guys and everything, I don't think it'll be a bad thing, but it's going to take them some time. And eventually, they'll be one of those top teams in the East for sure.
Yep. And so let's start with it. Let's just start right out there. Jimmy, first bold prediction here.
Let's go. They told me to go bold, boys. They told me to go bold, so I went bold.
Knicks win the East. Here's Jimmy Toscano's prediction for those who want to read it. But basically, yeah, they said go bold. And his reasoning is what, Jimmy? You can paraphrase what we're looking here on the screen.
Yeah. The reasoning is kind of what I said already. I think the Celtics aren't going to go balls to the walls for that number one. I think the Knicks blow their load to try to get there, and maybe they do. I do like the Knicks roster. I think they have a great starting lineup. I think it's comparable to the Celtics. I'll still take the Celtics over them. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty in the playoffs, I'm still going to take the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. But however, I think it's going to be extremely physical, hotly contested, and I think Luke Kornet might be arrested for some physicality, maybe assault out there in the court. That's how physical I actually think these games are going to be, and they have to be, because you cannot let the Knicks punk you. That's what they're going to want to do. The Pacers want to dance and prance on you. the Knicks want to punch you. You have to punch back. So there is going to be police presence at these games, as there should be. I just hope Luke Kornet can control himself.
Did Jimmy just low-key call the Pacers soft without calling them soft?
They like to dance in France. We watched them do it.
Is that what we call it, dance in France?
We watched them. Well, that's what they want to do. They want to shoot and dance in France. That's what they want to do. You can't get into dancing with the stars with them. You got to play your game. If you're the Celtics, you got to punch back if you get punched. You can't get punked. That's where I'm at. That's my bold prediction. It might not come true. That's the beauty of the bold prediction.
Yeah.
But the point stands. The Knicks are going to be a tough out this year, a physical presence. I think they're going to be in contention for that number 1 seed if they can stay healthy. That's where I'm at with it.
They're already not healthy, so that's a concern.
Well, they have to get healthy and stay healthy.
Well, I was going to ask you, Jimmy, does that mean you don't even consider Philly like in the mix at all because of what
I don't actually. I think I wrote that in.
He wrote it.
I wrote that somewhere. I don't even consider Philly like they don't cross my mind. I think the word is apathy. I don't care about them. I don't even hate them. They're nothing to me.
What Jimmy wrote outright is, you know which team I'm not scared of, though? The Sixers. The Knicks and the Pacers intrigue me more. Everybody else is just there. And I absolutely support that. I think that's fair. I think the Sixers are pretenders. And I would absolutely say right now it's between those two teams, Indiana and New York, for the ones that threaten Boston.
I think Philly's the only team that could steal the 1 seed from Boston because they were that kind of team.
I don't care about the 1 seed. I mean, beat them.
Yeah.
I mean, beat them outright. The Knicks won't because Tibbs is going to kill everybody
How's
before
Philly
the playoffs,
gonna get to 1 seed?
And they'll all be playing on like stress fractures and sprained knees and shit. You know, so
how does Philly get to 1 seed? What did I hear that Embiid's not going to play a single back-to-back this year? How are they going to get to 1 seed?
Neither's George.
They're going to get to 1 seed. Yeah, they're not.
Right? Is that what they said?
They're not going to sniff.
Yeah,
but
Philly has no shot at the 1 seed.
They'll be lucky to get home court in the first round.
Yeah, we had Keith Pompey on the Cedric Maxwell podcast. He was not happy, man.
Yeah, that's they've already conceded. They've conceded the 1 seed. They're like, let's be as healthy as possible entering the playoffs and have a puncher's chance. They're completely out of the 1 seed.
I think they're in that race if Embiid's healthy throughout the year.
He's just not going to play enough.
Not if they're doing load management. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they
don't have enough talent to load manage. The Celtics do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Knicks already dealing with some injuries, though. I can't see them first.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's another team. You got to think about it first, but they have injuries too. I
why do you feel about Milwaukee?
First.
Milwaukee? No.
I respect Giannis always.
I don't respect the guys around him though. And
Jimmy's favorite superstar.
It's not a one. Yeah, no, it's not a one superstar league, Bobby.
You can't do that.
They're in the mix if Dame goes in a time machine, and like if he's 2 years ago, Dame, 3 years ago, then it's a different story. But if he's kind of like if he's entered the James Harden phase of his career, which is every third or fourth game, I'm gonna do something, and you're gonna be like, damn. I remember how good that guy can be, but then the other 2 or 3 in between are just going to be like, okay, then it's not good enough. You know, like he's got to be able to bring it nightly. You know, he's got to be a 40-point threat on a nightly basis. And if he's not that guy, he's not that guy, pal. You know, like it is what it is. Not that guy, pal.
You called him James Harden, though. That was
the most talented team they routed Embiid with, man. It's like, come on, one problem after another, man.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on to we have clusters here because in everyone's predictions are so bold that they all predict the same exact thing. So I can't avoid it here. So we're going to get into we're going to get into the Peyton Pritchard cluster.
Well, you can't give away Noah's before she's here.
Noah might be jumping on later, but I'm going to use some of it here. Noah put it in here that Peyton Pritchard becomes a double-figure scorer, which is great. I think that's very possible. Then both Manning and Blakely will win Sixth Man of the Year.
Wow.
And then Josue has the balls to send me his bold predictions after I said, come on, guys, can we not all do the same one? And his includes
that's
Peyton
unbelievable.
Will win Sixth Man of the Year.
Oh,
so
I'm not standing on that.
It's a bold prediction, but we're talking about a guy who is on a team that is top heavy, who has never scored double figures, and now we're saying he's going to be the best backup in the NBA. Yes, because
he's
Drew Holiday
plus 6,000.
That's
Yeah, sure. I put $100 on it then.
Jimmy. Yeah.
If he's the sixth man of the year, the Celtics might go 82-0.
That's what
That's
you're
how
gonna say.
good they're freaking
Jimmy,
being.
we're not doing that.
82-0.
Jimmy.
All right.
Now, that's
You know-
bold. Now, Jimmy, now that's a bold prediction. That
Here's
is
the
a-
thing, Bobby, the Vegas odds. So let's not have an argument about why it's not likely because it's supposed to be bold. The reason it's bold is you guys have to assume that Peyton Pritchard takes a leap, not just in terms of production, but in terms of how he's used,
Impact,
which
right.
means in order to get here, he's got to be between 25 and 30 minutes a night instead of 20 and 25. You think he's going to carry that big a load on this team?
I think he's going to be. In
Yeah,
the
I think
low
you
to
will.
mid- Yeah, because Drew Holiday, they're going to start cutting Drew's minutes.
They have
Not
to.
because not because Drew is hurt or anything like that, but because they understand that at Drew's age, you got to make damn sure he's good to go come the playoffs. Just the way you got to treat Al Horford.
Right.
And at least with the Celtics, you got the luxury of cutting Drew's minutes back because you literally have guys who can fill whatever void he's leaving out there when he's off the floor. Most teams don't have that luxury. And Peyton Pritchard, I think, has earned the right to play more minutes by what he's been able to do with the minutes that he has been given. So
Well,
Remember what
yeah.
Jalen said. When they play
Yeah.
Detroit, they're going to play him, and he's going to score 30, and they're going to win.
and that's not
So-
that's not the Tuesdays in Charlotte games, right?
What's
That's kidding.
interesting here? What's interesting here on this team, and why it's what the biggest challenge Peyton Pritchard faces, in my opinion, isn't that he can't take a leap with his play. It's that he's the eighth man on his own team. And I don't know how you win the sixth man of the year award if that's the case, because
I think
Al
he'll be sixth
Horford-
in minutes.
You don't think he'll be six minutes? Yeah.
Last year he was seventh, just a tick ahead of Sam Hauser. So just barely ahead of Hauser. 22.3 minutes to 22 flat for Sam, but behind Al Horford, who obviously started several games because of Porzingis out and this and that.
Right.
And Horford's those minutes are gonna be up as well too. So in a minutes average, once Porzingis returns, he's gonna be seventh or possibly eighth, depending on the Hauser role here. So it is interesting because he has to play more. And like, that's always a question with Pritchard is he a guy who spells your starters, or is he a guy who you actually can't wait to get off the bench because of the spark he provides? And I've always been kind of stuck on that in between, Jimmy. I
Well,
don't
that's
know
what
like
he's
where
gonna
you
have to
are.
balance.
Like Jimmy, you like him, right? Like
I think
Jimmy,
he's a
you think
Bobby
he's
to the ladder.
sparky, but is he like, oh God, we could use some Pritchard now, or is he like, well, I got to rest these guys sort of guy and let's hope for the best? Because he's been both those things.
Yeah,
in
no,
the past.
he's trending towards sparkier now. I think what it is
Yeah.
he's more dependable. He's more reliable. He's a guy that when he is in the game, you're not saying, "Oh God, like the bench is in the game right now." He's not Holiday. He's not White, and there's a clear gap between the two. Don't get me wrong.
He is White.
He is White. Sorry, yeah, but he's not Derek White.
Guys, what are we doing?
Bobby, the delivery on that threw me off. I was like, wait,
It's like,
I'm
wait,
like,
is that
Bobby,
what
what
you
the
mean?
hell are you doing?
What are we doing
you
here?
got it, sure. I
He
didn't
is
get it. I
White.
was like,
He is
no,
White,
he's not.
but
No, he's not. Like, he's Pritchard. Sorry.
yeah, he's Pritchard. But like he's gonna hit the outside. You have to respect. I don't want to give away my other bold take, but the point I'm trying to make is he's a guy that when he's in the game, you have to respect him, just like you respect any other player on that Celtics team. He's perfect at what he does for them. It's interesting that you guys think Holiday is going to take a minutes cut back this season. I don't really see that. I think they're just running it back. They're going to try to do a lot of what they did.
Bobby just needs an anti-holiday agenda to start the season, and he doesn't have one.
Let me read this to you, Jimmy.
I forgot about that. Yo, I'm so glad you brought that up. He's gonna
Jimmy,
come off the bench. He's a six man.
This
What do
Drew's
you
a
got?
six man this year.
these
That
were
should've been-
Pritchard's.
That would have been a great bold prediction, Bobby, is that Holiday wins sixth man of the year. You should have done it. And stood on it.
No,
would've
I
been
mean, I
great.
can't circle back to my old ones. I know you switched it up this year too.
Yeah.
Pritchard
Came through.
preseason, Jimmy,
That's a double.
per 36 minutes,
Oh God,
26 points, 9.8 assists, 1.3 turnovers,
Here we go with
48% from
36.
three.
Yeah, no, he was unreal. I think we did show
Is
last
there
week.
anything worse than small sample sizes in the
Nothing.
preseason? Yeah.
It's
Nothing.
the worst. Oh,
Nothing.
He actually
hours.
played a lot of minutes in the preseason.
Why don't you factor in how the
guys he was
Oregon
playing with
Y?
are all
Yeah,
cut.
right.
Cut now.
Well,
Yeah,
we got to
right.
go back to every team should have 4 preseason.
Look
games.
where's
Like,
Pro
that's it.
Ram
We need
36.
to go back to that. Maybe three preseason games, and then that's it. Like, yeah, it's too much.
Oh, who are you worried about beating him in this award? Naj Reid,
I'm not worried at
Malik
all.
Monk.
I'm really worried.
Naz Reid is probably going to start.
I love how
my
Bobby.
mind.
I love how he phrases it.
Sounds like he's not even a sixth
That
man.
shit
To be
keeps
clear, I
me
won't
up at
lose
night.
a second of sleep about it. But let's move. Let's talk.
Who are you afraid of, John?
Yeah.
I don't think there's many competitors for him here. There's a few certainly, and those guys
Bobby,
deserve
he
to be the
has to.
favorites.
He has to legit up it into like 13, 14 points a game
Bobby.
to probably be in the mix. I'd say.
Bobby,
He
if
looks
there
like
was
that
a-
kind of guy in the preseason.
Bobby, if
Oh,
there
so
was
there
a
you
show,
go.
if there was
Can I
another
get some
show
hope,
like ours,
Sherrod? Come on, you're
Bobby,
here with
real quick. If there was
What?
another show like ours and they covered like a team out west and they were going over the 6 men, they would Payton Pritchard would not even be a blip on their radar for possible 6 men. Just so you know. So
Well,
you
he's a
doing
blip
this,
now.
you doing this for us.
Dante
doesn't
DiVincenzo,
mean
is
that
he
they're-
starting? That's a good
that
one.
they're options.
Those guys probably trade off Reed and
Dante.
him depending on which one starts.
Yeah.
But it's
All
probably
right. Well,
Reed.
that's okay. It's like I said, all of this is fair.
Caruso, is
I-
he starting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna switch over just because whatever. I'm gonna switch over into the Jordan Walsh portion of the show because again, there's a little bit of Jordan Walsh love here. Both Noah and Bobby.
Who's
Noah
Baba?
thinks Jordan Walsh establishes himself as a real rotation player in year 2.
Wow.
And Bobby, same exact thing. More time in Boston than Maine. So kind of saying that he's got a place here.
Okay.
But it's not as bold as what Noah's doing.
More
Bobby,
time in
this is-
Boston
this
than
is-
Maine.
This
What are you,
is
a real
definitely
estate guy?
not. This is not super bold. But what is your vibes on Walsh? And again, we're
I think it's
literally-
bold. I mean, would you have
we're
said over
talking
the
about-
summer this was possible?
Well, no, it's not bold based on what we've seen in terms of their handling of him, but he's battling for the Brissett minutes at this point. Is there a larger role? Is there a larger role than this, like for him?
No,
other
there's
than
no room unless someone gets hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So your
he's in the
bold take
Brissett
is that
role.
he just sits on the bench more? than he-
No, he's in the
So-
Brissett role, and
Yeah,
he's
so he'll
ready to
sit on the
go
bench.
when you need an extra guy. Yeah,
rather
unless
than
someone's
playing-
out, and then he's the
Right.
next guy in.
He becomes an insurance policy.
Yeah, and that keeps him in Boston more than Maine. I worry a little bit about
the
this
so
because
he's the captain of your Stay Ready Brigade.
Yeah.
yes, and I think
So he-
that's what Joe.
How many
pointed toward
seats
him
does he
being today.
slide over? Like when the starters come back.
3, Jimmy.
3. He moves up from 4 chairs to 3 chairs.
Well, what I think more than anything here is what they need to do because you got to funnel him some minutes this year. Got to see what you have. You got to trust him. You know, he's shown enough, I think, at this point to play 5-10 minutes here in rotation when there's a guy out. So I want him in Boston. He'll have that opportunity early. Now, I'm torn about today. Joe was over on the side talking to him, talking to Kada. You could see him giving the little, like, yeah, you know, you're probably not going to be playing thing ahead of tomorrow. So was Jordan part of that? Is Jordan going to be the exception to the rule there? Or does something actually happen that thrusts him to action? He's not going to play tomorrow if everybody else is ready to go. And obviously the injury report says that's the case. But Thursday in Washington, the Pritchard special on Saturday in Detroit, I think you should try to funnel him some opportunities because Maine's season doesn't start till November 8th. So he's in Boston until November 8th at the very least. Get him some looks. He can defend. He can shoot a little bit, as we've seen. And I like his versatility on the offensive glass and handling the rock a little bit. So they pushed some opportunity toward him in the preseason, John. He played a lot, played with the second unit. He brought the ball up sometimes. So I don't think they're just fooling around there. I think they're trying to see where could this guy fit in.
Yeah, you may be right, but it's funny because when you have a team that has so little to worry about, that things like Jordan Walsh become legitimate things to talk about here, and that's kind of what it is. Is you're really there's not much competition. It was him. And it was Lonnie Walker. And I'm going to switch to my Lonnie Walker predictions. Throw out one of mine here. Lonnie Walker averages 20 minutes and 10 points per game on a rival contending team. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That is such a good one.
Yeah.
I hope to God, shoot that bold take right into my veins, John. I hope to God that happens.
And Noah has as well. Noah that he starts an NBA game this season, meaning he's going to be somewhere and he's going to play.
She just feels bad because she ran him out of town.
Oh,
By the way,
Wow.
There was
Her
a
and
little
Bobby
buzz
ran him
today
out of
about.
town.
Damn.
What was the buzz?
There was a little buzz today about him going to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Real Maine or Real Madrid?
Oh,
Real
man.
Madrid. So
You got a
we'll see
bag,
what
man.
happens there.
Isn't that what
Yeah,
I
man.
said? I said he's gonna go to Europe before he goes to freaking Maine.
Well, Jimmy, why are you
Well,
asking
you
us
should
what
have
you
made that
said?
your bold prediction.
It's
I
not
know,
bold.
right?
It's reality.
I'm all thinking about it. I'm like, wait, did you say that?
John's is bold.
Yes, I like John's. That's a good one.
Which
I like that.
rival will this be, John?
Would the Knicks
What?
sign him? Because that would suck.
I put in here, and as I wrote, I put Miami potentially in there.
I could see
Wow.
Miami or the
Oh, that would be
Pacers.
something.
And I
Imagine that.
kind of the Jordan Struess, what could have been sort of role there. And you're going to look at it and be like, oh, damn, how'd Spoelstra get this out of this guy? You know?
Oh, that would be.
Oh,
I was hoping
gosh.
for
You
the
know what?
Knicks, but it doesn't
That's
seem like
such
it's
a
happening.
Spoelstra thing to do.
Oh,
too.
That would be
1000%.
awesome. I might buy a Walker jersey depending on where he signs.
So yeah, so that's my bold prediction is that look, it's the funniest kind of story, right? Because this might be a bigger nothing burger than who's the guy I freaked out about that they traded, the center, no Brown, or what was his name, Mo Brown.
Moses Brown.
Oh,
Moses
yeah.
Brown.
Wow.
Yeah, what could have been? What could have been?
And that was like, I was like,
John
what a
thought that was an
stupid
atrocity.
mistake. And it was
Because
like,
he had 18 boards against us one game.
no, Sherrod had my back on
I was
that.
with I was with
You're
you.
like-
I was with you.
Like, you don't trade or drop guys like this because they're cheap, and he's 7'2", and you just leave him there and
Right.
you have him. And so I just thought it would be like, that's a great guy to just have, and who knows, it's a lottery ticket. And I just seemed like a silly thing to throw away. And that ended up being nothing. Walker could be very much that. He goes on to Spain. We literally never hear from him again. Like, and that's that. It's the end of the story. But for now, he's
What?
the one thing that you might, because look, man,
I think you're gonna say something about buyout season. You know, buyout season comes around, and you
yeah,
never know.
but
I got you.
the Celtics did last year what we never thought they would do, and they just went for it. And now we know a lot more about what was going on behind the scenes than we did before, but we didn't think that they were going to go that deep into the text for anything. So now we've gotten greedy and be like, yeah, so what if every $2 million player you sign costs you $10 million on the off chance that they can help? Let's do it. It makes perfect financial, fiscal sense to not sign him. I believe that they waited as long as they did, Bobby, because I do think they were trying to figure out if they could make a trade. And I do think that it might have involved Jaden Springer. And I think there might be a wink deal in place that if you go to Maine and hang out, don't say yes to anybody. I guarantee I'll find you up here, because he's got his pals. And I think if he wants to go somewhere, he wants to see if he can make
That's
it
the
work.
only way this makes sense, right? Everybody keeps asking, why would you bring him in, have him go through this whole thing,
Yes.
and then get rid of him? The only way that makes sense, obviously, is to have that agreement that
Yep.
you're up in Maine for a little bit, and we'll figure out something in 2 months here. So that, I still think, is what happens here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still surprised that somebody hasn't just swooped in and paid him.
That would be awesome.
6 men of the
know, right,
year.
Rod? But again, I just think it's I think when we first talked about this, months ago, I just always look at just how hard it is when you're a point guard in the league, right? Like, it's just so many great point guards out there, but it is still odd to think that he hasn't latched onto a roster.
Well, let me
25
ask you.
for
Let
the
me ask
season.
you guys. Let me ask you guys, basketball minds. This hasn't the new CBA made it a lot less like easier or beneficial to teams to sign vets? Like it
It's
costs them. It costs them more. There's more taxes involved now. Like what you have to pay a guy as he goes through the league. They're pretty much pricing out their own vets with these CBAs. Is that not accurate?
The rich getting richer, and the middle class is being wiped out. The middle to lower middle class, in terms
Yeah.
of NBA salaries, are just getting
Kicked out the
completely
league.
scratched. I mean,
Right.
that's why guys like Lonnie Walker are unemployed.
Right. Like he's
I mean,
good enough to be in the league, but
Yeah.
it's just a money
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, under the old CBA, Lonnie Walker is probably pulling in around $10 million under the old CBA, easily, with a multitude of teams who are trying to vie for his services. But you've got guys signing $40, $50, $60 million a year extensions and new deals and stuff like that.
Right.
It's just someone is going to get squeezed, and it's the guys like Lonnie Walker, good enough to be on an NBA roster, but not quite good enough to be either one of your top 3 or 4 players.
Yeah, you're either a vet minimum guy or you're or
Max.
or you're kind of squeezed, a mid-level guy, and anything else is like
Yeah.
that's what second round picks are for, to round out the bottom of your roster, that they're cheap and 14th and 15th or rookies and
But
this
you
and
could
that.
get vets. You used to be able to get vets for cheap too. Now it's like you can't.
No, it's tougher. It's tougher. Anyway, we're going to continue on. We have a good bit more to go in terms of in terms of all this stuff, but I'm sure many of you are very interested in what you're going to do here if you do want to get into the games. And what's going on, people? That's going to be who's knocking around there? Check out Game Time, guys, a sponsor here on the Garden Report. And I told you all, jump on this earlier because it's getting worse. But guys, come on. Who's slamming their microphone?
It was not me because I'm still not muted.
Okay. So download that Game Time app, create an account, use the code CLNS, $20 off your first purchase. This is a look right now at what it looks like to get in. And yeah, the get-in fee was $3 something. Now it's $4 something. It's going to be a hot ticket, raising the banner. But again, how many of these you get to see in all of your lifetimes? There have not been many, you youngsters. And it's a once in a lifetime thing. But if it's not this, something else, you can go watch Drake May against the Knicks. You can go check out your favorite concert and really anything. Game Time is a terrific app to use to get in, check out your favorite stuff in all of your favorite events, all in pricing, so you know exactly what it costs when you do decide that you do want to take the plunge and go for it. Find really difficult to find tickets here. It's an amazing app in terms of how intuitive it is and how easy it is to use. As I said, the panoramic view from your seat is great. You know exactly what you're going to get. It's perfect. So again, if you've got to go this route and you want to check it out and you want to go see something that you're going to have a tough time getting tickets to, Game Time is the place to go. Yeah. Once again, download that Game Time app, create an account, use the code CLNS, $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. We're also going to talk to you about Prize Picks. Again, the NBA season, a great time to get in on the action here. If you want to check out Prize Picks. Yeah. Want to check it in? Yep, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah. 100 went up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks, as little as 4 correct picks. 10 million members, billions of dollars award in prizes, makes daily fantasy sports accessible to all. Pick more or less on at least 2 players. Shot to win up to 100 times your money. Games running all season long throughout all sports. Mix and match sports. Do whatever you want, and get involved in the action right now. If you sign up, you bet $5, you get 50 inserted right into your account. For a new user, you don't even have to win, so don't worry about it. So again, Prize Picks, run your game and do it now.
Wow.
$5 gets you 50 when you sign
Friday.
up. Yeah, when you sign up today. There's a lot of cool stuff. It's just check it out. There's so many different options and so many different things and free squares. And I think we've got an Anthony Edwards freebie. Right out of the gate, 0.5 points. That's a free square right there. You pick Ant 0.5 more. He scores a point. You got it. Bang. Free square. Take care of it right there. Yeah. So it is definitely worth it. Let's bring everybody.
You got to go more on Pritchard.
Huh?
These guys all got to go pro. They're pro Pritchard for every single Prize Picks game now, because they all got him as the 6th man of the year.
Yeah, you got to go more on
Pritchard. That could be a great way to do it this year, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep. So we roll on with our bold predictions. Let me see who I'm going to find. I've got Sherrod Blakely saying 2 Boston Celtics make the All-NBA first team.
Wow. Which
well,
2?
What do you say about that? Both making first team, Sherrod. Let me guess. Pritchard. Pritchard and Walker.
Kornet, of course.
I was thinking
Walker. So you think there's enough room in the voters' hearts to include Tatum and Brown, huh?
Yes. And
that would be something.
That would be something.
That's bold, all right.
It is bold. And we're supposed to go bold to go home. But I think part of it is because will be just because how they play, first and foremost. But also, if this Celtics team has the kind of season that I think they're going to have, which is very different than what Jimmy thinks they're going to have, you're going to have to make some tough decisions. You're going to have, if they're having an unprecedented season, you have to do some unprecedented things to acknowledge that season. And this is that.
That's it. So you think it's like a year. Sometimes you do get rewarded for kind of what you did before. And it's like, they won the titles, and I didn't name this guy all NBA, and now shit, I feel stupid about it. And he won conference finals MVP, and then he won finals MVP, and like, man, I said it was him, and like, ugh.
And they're winning more than they did a year ago, and his numbers are better than they were a year ago. Then it's like, well, shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Why am I still hating? Why am I Jimmying these guys? You know?
Yeah, right.
Oh,
but it's gonna take a lot. I mean, they're gonna have to have an unprecedented season. They're gonna have to put up bigger numbers than what they did this year, especially Jalen. And that's the only shot they have at doing something like this. But it starts with winning at the highest of levels, not just winning a lot of games, but just like winning on a level this franchise has never done before.
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be the greatest team ever.
Yeah. I'm gonna. You got it. You good, Jimmy?
I'm good. I'm just trying to go over Sherrod's roster. He's got 2 All-NBA first teams. They got the 6th man of the year. I mean,
unprecedented season, Jimmy. That's what I'm telling you.
You got Holiday first team defense. Like you got they might as well just show up to Boston with all the awards. Just back up the Brinks truck.
Yeah.
All right. Hey.
Yeah.
First would take some major help.
I like bold. Let me ask you this, Sherrod. If you had to go even bolder, if you can only pick one, who's more likely to end up on that first team this year?
Tatum. Because
Tatum's been there for 3 straight years, right?
I was hoping he was going to say Brown.
Yeah.
No. You asked Jimmy. Your question was who will most likely end up, not who is most deserving to be on there. There's a difference.
Oh, I should have asked it differently.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna double up here. Okay. Speaking of in the either or world, I'm gonna throw up one of Noah's. Jaylen Brown leads the Celtics in scoring, emerges as a top 5 scorer in the NBA.
And that would be wild.
A little flippity floppity in terms of who's the alpha when it comes to scoring the basketball. And look at this, John Zanis coming in. Jason Tatum's scoring average
wow,
to lowest point in 5 years.
Wow. John likes Tatum. Crazy.
There's a catch. I think that's a good thing. And again, I put it in here. And yes, it's a classic bait and switch. Damn you, Zanis. And you want to get mad about it? And no, it's not. I believe that this is where I've landed on a lot of this in terms of the Tatum conversation. I think the dumbest thing, not dumbest, there's a lot of dumb stuff, but I think the whole Tatum revenge tour and he's going to show him disrespect stuff is nonsense. I actually do believe that though he talks about it a lot and though he seems a little bit obsessed with the perception around him and this and that he actually has reached this kind of moment of zen where he's like, as Jimmy said, and I even referenced Jimmy in the article, bye-bye haters. I'm all set.
Yeah.
Right. Do what you're going to do. So while he still wants everyone to think that, I think he's going to care a lot less about it. And I think he's going to recognize that the key to the respect is going to come not in individual accolades. And you got to do the math and look up and say, like, there's going to be guys putting up stats like crazy because they don't have what I have around me. But right now, people are questioning if we're real because of our easy path. So if we win another one, they're talking about us as an all-time team. And that's kind of what you have to do now. If you want to cement legacy, win another. Like, way more important than winning an MVP or finishing top 3 in MVP. And I think he's going to get it. And ironically, I think he's going to finish higher in the MVP voting than he ever has, scoring closer to 24. Get that assist average up, my man. We're stuck in the 4s, okay? Everyone keeps talking about what a great passer is. Get that number up. Be a legit point forward, more closer to what you were in the finals. Not just because you're getting blitzed by double teams, but because that's the style of game that you have. And I think he's going to embrace that. I'm actually kind of bullish on Tatum not having to worry about the stats, not
no longer thinking scoring is his only avenue to being a great star. So I'm saying it as I
Well, he proved
believe
that during the finals, John. But yeah,
I believe he's getting over that hump a little bit of like, I got to be Kobe, and like just cook and the whole top 5 Tatum stuff. And it's still going to be part of his game, but I don't think it's going to be his everything.
yeah, I'm with you on that. John.
7.6 assists per 36.
I just said Tatum's going to have the best season of his career, and this is the takeaway. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know if his point average dips that
You're
low.
driving him out of town.
I don't know if it dips that
You
low. but
hate him, John. You hate Tatum.
No, like, listen, I think the MVP thing a lot of
He
times
said
is a
much
bit of a
worse.
joke.
Look
Because
at
when you think
this.
about it, he always
Did you guys
says, like,
listen?
I'm one of the best players in this game. I'm going to go down in history as one of the best players. You always talk about Kobe and obviously all the greats that came before him, and they've all been MVP at one point, So he's always going to say, yes, I want that. Yes, that's a goal of mine, So I think there's a little bit of lip service there as well. But at the same time, the way he's been playing doesn't always reflect that, especially, again, the guy he was in the finals. That point forward, not always thinking he had to take over games in particular moments, setting guys up, knowing how to read opposing defenses, like all that stuff. He's come such a long way as an NBA player. And I think he continues going down that route for sure. So yeah, I think it really wouldn't shock me if his point total or his average rather dips a little bit. And then ironically, maybe top 3, in MVP, maybe doesn't win it, but just to finish in top 3, I think it's something that we'll look back on and say, okay, yeah, this was the year he was going to, this is the year finally. We've been saying that for like 2-3 years now, but yeah, this is it.
Wouldn't it take a shooting slump for this to happen?
What?
What's that?
It would take a shooting slump for this to happen, right?
Yes, that kind of thing you're going to say.
No, I said he's going to just take fewer shots. I think he's going to be more efficient. I have his numbers in that article closer to 50, 40, whatever he's going to shoot from the free throw line. I think that's the benefit is if you no longer think that the burden is on you to create offense and you decide that I'm going to create offense by being more of a distributor, which I think is that role that he can easily embrace because he has improved as a passer. He just has to make it kind of a thing that is his primary thing, not the, here people came at me, so now let's swing the ball. And I think his last preseason game, he did it like crazy. And I think he did it throughout the playoffs and certainly in the finals, 10 assists in the first half of the deciding game 5 here. That's the best version of him. That's the one that doesn't feel that they have to force the issue and that it's only on them to score, recognizing that everyone else can do it and taking a couple fewer shots a game, but hitting at a higher percentage. That's the best Tatum to me. There. And
who's going to take those shots from him?
Jalen. Pritchard. Yeah.
Listen, if Tatum finds his shot a little bit because he's obviously searching for it last season. If he finds it, it's going to be hard for him to dip that low scoring wise. Even if he does take.
Well, I mean, he was 26. He was 26 something this year, and so what's funny is
he was 30 the year before, wasn't he?
Guys, the lowest point in 5 years would put him at below 26.3. He was 26.9 last year. It's not that crazy a prediction for him to just.
Then,
fall.
Yeah, you finagled the wording and to make it not.
But in the article,
pick a number.
I put it between 24 and 25, which would be a point or so per game lower than he was 5 years ago.
It's not going to go much lower.
Well, look at his playoff numbers. Look what he did last year. I mean, it's pretty much on par with what you're saying. We're talking 25 points, 6.3
shot awful.
There you go. Yeah, that's true.
He shot awful.
9.7 rebounds.
The playoffs minus the efficiency was closer to these numbers. No doubt about it. He just shot poorly. I don't think he's going to shoot that poorly.
I don't think he's going to go on a revenge tour, but I also don't think he's going to just stop shooting or shoot a bunch less. If Kobe is his guy, then he's not going to do like the deferring thing because Kobe never did that anyways. Now, I don't think their games are different, obviously, but if that's the mentality, then I don't know if that's going to happen. I'm also interested to see how these guys, or if these guys change some decision-making, having already won a title now. Like, are they going to be a little bit more selfish? Are they going to try to get to that 28 points per game or 30 points per game marker? Or is Jaylen Brown going to try to put it on himself to score more because he maybe feels shortchanged in some capacity? So that's something to look out.
I'd be surprised at this point.
Yeah. Well, we have reached roughly the halfway point of our show, and it's the halftime ceremony, in which case we are now going to play
we're going to play our Josue Pavone tribute video right now.
Ooh.
Okay, everybody,
Am I gonna
here
cry?
it is.
This is
Josue.
good. Should it be in parentheses? I mean, quotations.
Wow. He's on the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Ta-da!
That was the whole thing. Hey, Josue, there you go, man.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you. I thought it'd be a lot worse.
No, just kidding.
You got the grant. You got the grant.
We gave him the grant.
Thanks for everything, Josue.
See how they do us, Grant?
OKC's getting a good one. OKC's getting a good one, bro.
We gave him the grant.
Damn. You got
That's too good.
No, this is the actual one.
Damn, that was funny.
Nick Gelso, Josue Pavone, inside TD Garden.
What up, Nick?
Josue Pavone, CLNS Media.
Josue Pavone here, coming at you from the Celtics locker room.
Yeah.
My boy Al Horford. I'm sorry, Joe Mazzulla's mother tell me that she's a big fan of the show. What happened here? What was the difference in game 2? Let's break it down real quick. Josue Pavone here with Pacers legend Jalen Rose, man. I appreciate you taking the time.
No, Gary, what do you say? What's going on? Josue Pavone here, CLNS Media.
Investigating that shit, man. I don't want to have to whoop nobody.
The Bay Area's finest right here. We got E40.
What's up, baby?
E40 and Gary Payne, man.
Brother GP.
You know the vibes. Everybody
had
got
one
spark
somewhere.
that. Someone's got a lighter in here.
Yeah,
Man, I'm just
Get us banned for next season.
I'm just soaking it all in, guys.
I remember in Miami, it didn't work out, but this time it's working. All right? We got Derek White here. Who approach Bobby and I all the time, whether here on the road. Like that stuff really means a lot to us. Seriously, man, you guys are what make this show what it is. We're gonna continue to grow, obviously, but that wouldn't be possible without you guys. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Josue Pavone, CLNS Media.
Whoa.
the hell?
Why would I have to?
We never aired this. What's this? Nick's face, that was hilarious.
Nick's social media.
Oh god, that was when Nick was running the ship.
I kind of alluded to that thing you mentioned there, John, where
Rocking Wi-Fi in the building.
That was my phone.
No, Josue. Whatever.
why is it always
hell was
Josue
that?
given the stretch that they've gone through here? And
You get steak in Morrisville.
Damn.
Josue, what the hell?
I hate that damn
Shaker
board.
boy.
Oh god.
You have way
Let's
too much
go.
fun.
Yes.
You have way too much fun. John,
doing
you
it
know,
old school.
when a dude's not like ready, don't just throw him on. That's a quote right there. When a dude's
Yeah.
not ready.
Don't just throw him on.
Dude's not ready. Don't just throw it
Ah
on.
man,
There it is.
There it is. That's so good. Oh man.
yo, you don't know how many times I played that game, guys. I'm serious. No,
I'm tearing up over here, man.
That's great. Hats off to Amit who put
Yo,
that together.
thank
Obviously.
Well done, Ahmed.
Oh, man, appreciate you.
crying,
Man.
man.
Thank you guys. I was not expecting that at all. Everything made sense. I thought that was it.
I can't believe
So much.
That was so great.
I should have hung on the Grant prank a little bit longer.
That
But
was
If
yeah.
you
so
kept
good.
the console going, I would have been like, all right, well, I guess I gotta stop. Because this
Oh,
is it.
man.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Anyway,
Man, thank you.
good stuff, Josue. Yeah. And
Right.
again,
Say it ain't so.
I know we all wish you good luck. And again, I think you'll see from some of our finals predictions, many people think we'll be seeing you in the finals at OKC.
Mhm.
But again, reminder to everybody at home who's like, what the fuck? Yeah, Josue
Whoa.
Pavone going to cover the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's leaving the Garden Report on a full-time basis, but he's still going to pop in from time to time. He's also going to be doing the Cedric Maxwell podcast, so you'll still see him. He has not completely left the CLNS family, but you will not have the joy and the benefit of watching him on a night in, night out basis following the games. And so that is obviously very sad. But yeah, Josue, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, man. I really, really appreciate it, man. Again, I'm really thrown off here, man. I didn't expect that at all.
Listen, that getting granted has totally. He's completely out of his element.
He
now.
got granted.
Grant Williamson has got.
Can we see the Grant tribute again?
Yeah,
The Grant review one more time.
that was perfect.
I got a bold prediction.
And that's
Oh,
a perfect,
yeah.
like, if you know, you know. Right? If you've been watching it.
coming out.
I
We're
still
done.
can't believe they did that to Grant. He did the little wave.
Yeah.
Too good.
He was like, that's why I put it on Josue full after. I was wondering if he'd get it and be like,
It was like 1 second. Yeah.
That was the great one.
oh my God.
My bold prediction for Josue, I think he's going to end up loving OKC. He's going to meet a cowgirl out there. They're going to buy a ranch.
Oh man, you think?
He's going to have some horses. And we're going to see him in a cowboy hat. I guarantee you,
I'll
we're
be
going to
like-
see him on the show in a
I'll be
cowboy
2
hat.
hours outside the city or something like that. No.
Yup. You'll be on the old home on the range, Josue.
Man,
That's
I
my
don't know
bold
what
prediction.
to expect, to be honest, guys. I've never even been there. I never covered a game out there, so it's incredible. I mean, it's just a challenge I couldn't pass up. I mean, something I thought about for months, even throughout the playoffs. When I found out it was going to be, it wasn't a remote position, so it was something that I really had to think, long and hard about. And I love that you or Ahmed rather put those clips from that night, because we talked about it before. Like after the Celtics won the championship, it was almost like a dream. Like all that stuff that happened, everything happened so fast. Next thing you knew, it was like 4 or 5 in the morning. And, it was honestly in that moment, I think I had pretty much made my decision. I just thought it was a great way to close my career. Obviously, growing up here, watching the Celtics as a kid, I've never even lived outside of Massachusetts. So again, this really is going to be a way to get myself out of my comfort zone. But I'm a true believer that that's when the best version of yourself comes out for sure. So, again, I really thank you guys so much. I mean, I almost feel like I'm not going to see you guys for a while, but I'll be checking in, every once in a while. But this means a lot to me, man. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, good. So good luck, of course, Josue. The
gonna
show
work
rolls
on the accent?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine. You know how many people are going to be like, you don't have the Boston accent when I'm out
Give
there.
me a yeehaw.
I can't stand that. You know what bugs
It's a
me more than
yeehaw.
that? When people try to find a Boston accent in the way that in the way that I speak, and I'm like, no. I fucking don't. Like, what are you? I get
Right.
so annoyed, and not that I have a problem with it, but it's like, no,
That's not who you are.
That's just
Right.
not.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually find it. I find it very endearing, and like when I hear it.
Oh, I just said wicked.
Yeah. So anyway, good luck, Josue. Everybody flooding in from the chat here to talk about it. We will roll on with our predictions here. We're going to throw out one from Josue, and oh my God, a little bit of controversy here.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa!
Oh,
A parting shot, but now Bobby's
Bobby,
like, "Get the F out of here."
Bobby. Oh,
Bobby's like, "Don't let the door hit you on the way out, Josue. You piece of."
That
Cow
doesn't mean
manure.
we're going to be like, like buried
At
in
least
the
he
bed.
said he's going to be starting.
Yeah, no, that's what I think's going to happen. And then he's over. Look, I just think Tillman, what happened last year, the good and the bad, the bittersweet, like the postseason that he had, and then to get the deal. I mean, none of that was guaranteed. None of that. No one knew the Celtics were going to bring back everyone. And then when they brought back Tillman, I think we get the best version. I think we see the best his best season for sure this year. And he's gonna take that job. That's my bold prediction.
Next prediction from Josue is going to be like, "Fish sucks." The band Fish sucks, and that's going to be his bold prediction. John's head's going to pop off.
That's showing
He's just
Vegas
going to
is
go one
overrated.
by one. He's going to be like, "And Syracuse is a bad basketball team."
I was just going to go there.
Yeah, exactly.
He ain't got nothing on me.
Yeah.
So look, will be fine.
I'll be checking out Fish in Albany this weekend, Jimmy. So.
Ooh, okay.
You're going up to Albany for that?
How do you feel about this one, John?
Little tip: you can do whatever the hell you want in Albany, and there's nobody watching.
no, not a soul.
Really?
Not a soul.
That's funny. So I'm gonna throw a couple out here, and again, Bobby, did you read it yet? Did you read the article? Okay, great. So
No,
I'm gonna throw Bobby's. I'm gonna throw Bobby's far from bold and in fact entirely.
I saw yours. I saw yours. Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, he did. Okay, so that's Bobby's. He'll start. Whoa, Bobby, you did it.
Whoa.
All right,
You already heard it, so.
Huh? What's that? I'm
You
doing
already
it.
heard that one. It
doing
doesn't
it.
hit as hard.
Oh, I did it.
Wow, that is bold.
Wow.
That is bold. Stop getting
Wow.
Pritchard double points was bold.
Damn.
And
So
it's
you
so
think
true.
He's going to go 30 games and average over 10
10?
points a game.
10.1.
Wow.
Luke
Here we
for
go.
36 in the preseason, 17.
Don't
Is he
feel
going to play
like
36
these
minutes,
days.
Bobby? Let me ask you that.
No, but 20 gets you to 10ish, right? Mathematically.
Preseason, come on, dude. I'm just reading John's thing. Reality is what Luke does best adds dimensions to the Celtics offense, said nobody ever. He's not a
He's gonna have
leaper.
his
Like
above
he
his locker.
figured out a way to get Rob Williams in there. Look at that. He got Rob Williams in the write up. Of course he
Nice.
did.
No, you know what it is? You know what did it for me? Is that like I actually
Him
think
playing
like
amazing.
shut up. I think in the same
Amazing.
Phenomenal.
You
Phenomenal.
want the full
I
per
think-
36?
Bobby, what have you done to
no.
Xanax?
I
You don't
What are you
want-
think
gonna use for other guys like anybody?
well, it was that game where he scored 10 and he goes 10 to his team. But
Yeah.
it's
10,
so
yeah.
it's so easy for them to get him involved. Jimmy and I used to flip. We used to all joke about it. We're like, does anybody see Rob Williams like when he was out there? Like healthy Rob is literally just like, just do that, throw it up there, and I'll get it every time. But like Luke's a legitimate vertical threat. He's 7'2" all day long, and he can do things down below. If you have him in position and you can get a dump off or a lob threat and they're getting a lot of attention, like that's good. And also he moves the ball. And I said it, when he plays in that second unit, when you have the Hauser, Pritchard, D White, Tatum and Tatum lineup, they're awesome. It was the best two-man line. Tatum and Kornet are the best two-man lineup that played more than 400 minutes together that the Celtics had last season. I did the research. So there's a lot of reasons why it's going to work for him, but I also think he's going to have to play 25 minutes a night. And I don't think 10 points is asking that much because they're just easy buckets for him. He's just going to get it. Bobby doesn't want him shooting for some reason, but whatever. I think he can shoot, but I also think he can knock down free throws. I think that it's not beyond the realm of possibility that he's a decent contributor.
I think he shot 90 at the line last year, free throws.
Yes, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
He'll be fine.
And I will concede he's gotten better. He's gotten better.
He's gotten better.
As I said in my first line, I won't I'll read it.
Full Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby, you win. I've moved off my stance. Kornet is merely a replacement level third center. And now I believe he might actually be kind of okay in his own right. So I'm giving you kind of okay.
Will he take any 3-pointers in that span? Will he take any 3-pointers?
I think he'll take more than one this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bold.
Okay. I'm throwing over to Jimmy. I'm going to Jimmy. A bench player. He's trying it again. Last year, he gave it to Hauser. This year, it's like a Hauser-Pritchard hybrid here. But you think one of these guys is winning 3-point
Could it be Kornet?
Kornet? I don't know.
Could it be maybe Lonnie? Maybe Lonnie.
Could be. Any bench
He's
player.
not here anymore.
I think Hauser or Pritchard have a leg up on anyone else on the bench. I mean, it sounds like Jordan Walsh has a couple fans, so maybe he gets an invite. But point being is, I think Hauser and Pritchard are well known enough, or quote unquote good enough now to get the call to the.
Hauser wanted to be in last year, right?
And I think those two guys have as good of a chance as anybody to win it if they do get the call. So, is it bold? I don't know. I think it's bold if one of them makes the 3-point contest, and then I think if they're in it, I'd bet on one of them because you're going to get good odds. Two guys that aren't really known throughout the league, they're not going to be hot. They're not going to be popular bets, so you get good odds on them, and they have just as good of a chance, if not better, than some of the other guys in that 3-point contest. They get it's all about the quick release in the 3-point contest. You got to have the quick release. We know Hauser can just. Boom, boom, boom.
But see, that's the thing, Jimmy. I want to say Hauser would do well in that contest, but because of that incredible half-court shot that he did twice, during the playoffs, especially in the NBA Finals, Pritchard might be the more favorable option because it'll be more fanfare. But, oh man, he's gonna, surprise everyone. So maybe he gets his name, and maybe his name is called. But yeah, I can see that. One of those guys.
But the other point of my, of my take was, how lucky are the Celtics to have two guys coming off their bench that could win the 3-point contest. I mean, that's how, again,
Oh, they're so important.
Right.
I mean,
But
what
to
they've
have-
done with their bench is out of this world. Like those 3 guys 2 years ago, you would have been like, they're going to be your bench. And now all 3 of them are great bench players. It's crazy.
Who's your third? Who are you starting in there?
No, I mean, it's
Pritchard,
ridiculous. But
Hauser, Kornet.
on top of that,
Jimmy, hell, you knew that, Jimmy.
Enough. If Al Horford is legitimately a bench guy when Porzingis is healthy, you're also not forgetting, but like that he shot 42% from 3 last year, which was down from 44.6% the year before, where he and Brogdon were like 2 and 3 in the league coming off the bench. So 3-point shooting off the bench is something that this team has had, and it's just, I mean, honestly ridiculous that, through the first percentage wise, through the top 8 guys that were playing on this team, the worst 3-point shooters from a percentage standpoint were Tatum and Brown, which is hilarious. But Pritchard was 38.5, Hauser 42 plus last year. Holiday shot nearly 43%. And then Tatum by the end of the year was up almost at around 38. Actually, he passed Porzingis. I'm looking at it now. So, I mean, just shooting all day. You wonder if that's going to ever go cold, and I just don't think so. I mean, I think that they've proven that that's who they are, and having all of those guys who can just go bombs away in the off the bench is great. We got a few more bold predictions, and we're going to get to our finals predictions as well. We want to tell you about a new sponsor here on the Garden Report, and that is Built. And listen up, renters. Ever feel like you're stuck in this loop of rent payments, watching your money vanish into thin air? And yeah, I get it. This is a tough time right now because it's tough to buy and the mortgage rates are high and everybody's kind of stuck in this cycle. So it's time to turn the rent game around, start earning serious rewards, and that's where Built rewards come in. And we've all been here, burning cash, rent checks, frustrating. Built's figured out a way to make rent more rewarding. Say goodbye to that money bonfire and hello to the renters revolution with Built. Groundbreaking. Built is breaking ground as a neighborhood rewards program that hooks you up with points on your rent. Every month you pay your rent, you watch Built points roll in, and you use those points to go off on vacations, use those points towards flights or hotel stay, 500 plus airlines, 700,000 hotels and properties that you can cash these points in on. So if you're going to pay the rent, there's no reason not to give this a try. You can use your points to book fitness studio classes, future rent payments, designed to meet your lifestyle. Pay rent hassle-free through the Built Rewards app. Your rent game just got a major upgrade. Built points have been consistently ranked the highest value point currency by the Point Guy and Bankrate. So again, earn points by paying rent right now when you go join built.com/garden. That's JOINBILT.com/garden. Make sure to use that URL so they know that we sent you. Join built.com/garden to start earning points with your rent payments today. Oh, thank you.
Wow, I need that.
There. It's actually really cool. The other thing I want to tell you about, is
I need that.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah, is Nutrafol.
I'd be on Mars if I had that.
Exactly.
Years
Nutrafol, #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1 million people. Thicker, stronger, faster hair, less than 3 to 6 months, and less shedding, which is great. Less than 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. It's different. Thinning hair is different for everybody, different for men and women. So one size fits all approach to hair growth doesn't really cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas for men and women that are tailored to different lifestyles that will suit your needs. It's physician formulated, 100% drug-free ingredients. So get in on the action right now. If this is something that you're interested in, get results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering all our listeners here at the Garden Report $10 off your first monthly subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code GARDEN. It's that easy. Once again, find out why 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. That's Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code GARDEN. Once again, Nutrafol.com, promo code GARDEN. So we are back here, and what? Who did we lose?
Bobby.
Where'd he go?
No, he hates comparisons. No, I'm just kidding.
He was.
What the hell, Bobby?
Damn it, Bobby.
It's like when the teacher turns around and one kid snuck out the class. Like, wait, where's it?
What the hell? Bobby, Jimmy, I'm missing any of yours? Or I got them all, except for the finals one?
No, I have one more bold one that has to do with Had to do with.
Oh yeah. We'll get to yours in a minute. Not the right layout.
There you go.
You can't just come and go, buddy.
Wow.
Without telling us. All right, I'm going to throw out another bombshell. Ready?
What we got?
Wow, that's a big one.
Is this one that bold?
Shut up. None of you made it.
Because I didn't think it was bold enough.
Really?
I think it's bold.
Not a
Are you
single
crazy?
team
He's one of the
is enough to
favorites.
get him-
He didn't come. He didn't come close in the GM poll, right?
Well, I'll tell you this.
Yeah, that was
coming from me.
surprising.
It's bold coming from me. It's bold based on where he finished, and it's bold based on the track record that you normally get off of
Right.
Coach of the Year candidates, which is typically the Overachiever of the Year award. And it's really hard to win that when you have a wagon and a defending champion. So I think it's actually unlikely, but I think this is as much of a correction as what Sherrod said with Jaylen Brown and All NBA. Like we messed this one up last year. We didn't give this guy his due.
He's
and I
tied for
think
fourth in the odds.
Yeah, I think, and we wrote this last year, that we were all slow to come around to Joe Mazzulla in terms of, because he's unorthodox. His press conferences are really weird. He might be a murderer. I'm just kidding, but he's like intense and he's weird and he freaks us out.
Yeah.
And he's combative and he's testy, and we questioned whether he had the temperament. We questioned whether he was too stubborn. We coined him Chat GPT, Coach GPT, because he was so insistent on you must shoot the threes. And shit, man, everything he said was right. And like, I've never done a full 180 on somebody as much as this. It was legitimately like, I'm making Belichick comparisons to Joe Mazzulla because his approach is very similar. He doesn't have time to be questioned by idiots out in the press seats in front of him. He absolutely knows his business. His preparation is off the charts, almost maniacal. He understands every facet of the game, and he has a system, not just his system, but he understands how, like, what it takes to win, both mathematically and based on the personnel that he has. And he's just basically saying, listen to me, do what I say, and it'll be fine. And we bucked, maybe the players bucked for a little bit. And I think when everybody finally got on board, you can tell how they talk about him now. They're like, yeah, he's pretty crazy, but holy shit, like, we trust what he's saying. The buy-in is 1,000%, I think, with Joe Mazzulla. That's a really hard thing to get for a guy coming from where he came from, the situation he was thrust in 2 years ago. And he was number one question mark for all of us entering the year last year, all of us. Number one question mark. And he ended up being not just okay enough to be able to shepherd a super talented team to the championship. He was a legit asset. Like, they might have won some games because of him. He pantsed Carlisle and Spoelstra, albeit, with them being a little bit, shorthanded. He was phenomenal in the adjustments that he made and what he was recognizing that was going on. It was incredible. He saw what he decided how to play, the game plan that they were going to use against Dallas with the drive and kick, and they executed it to perfection. The defenses, everything that he did was right. And he got him to play hard the whole time, which is what we thought only Ime could do, oh, well, Ime was kicking them in the butt and they needed that. And Joe got him to do it too. So you had both the tactical aspect of it and the fact that he got them to play hard. That's pretty amazing. And so, like, I couldn't have done a bigger turnaround on anybody than I did on Mazzulla.
Yeah, if they dominate, if they come out the gate, and if it's sustained throughout the entire regular season, it'd be hard not to give it to him, because all the things you just mentioned. You look at the Celtics culture, what he embodies in the sense of his message and his philosophies, and you hear that throughout press conferences and guys reiterating the things, whether it's the sandcastle metaphor, or they have to watch UFC matches. Like, they're all in. Like, that's big. That's difficult in the NBA sometimes, and the fit's been seamless for sure. These guys are buying into his philosophy, his message, and to see him getting the crowd pumped up and during the parade and during the celebration, I think all that paints a terrific picture of who he is as a coach. And now on a national stage, maybe he gets more votes, compared to what would have happened last year, or what did happen last year, rather. Going into this one, if the Celtics again had this humongous lead the way they did last year, it could happen.
Will he block a player's shot this year, John?
I don't know, but none of you were invited to his funeral. We found that out today.
That was a bummer.
First of all,
I don't know that he knows you don't invite people to funerals, but
because you kind of don't have much say in
you
that.
don't have any say anymore.
Well, he made his statement, so now they have to follow it through.
Yeah.
Joe would have a whole guest list. Talk about it like that, but
Right.
Yeah.
I think,
That
listen,
was an unreal.
seeing
If you didn't see him today, it was an all-time Joe session.
Go check it out on CLNS Media YouTube channel. We have it all up there. It was an all-timer. But Bobby, you're sitting here sending me topics to talk about, and like we missed the whole like. Oh, by the way, Joe Mazzulla like just gave the craziest press conference of all time as a topic, which would have been really. I mean, Joe was in rare form today. So yeah, definitely go check it out there. We have one more before we get to our finals predictions, and that belongs to Jimmy Toscano.
Let's go. Yep. So pretty self-explanatory, guys. The Garden Report hat, I think, kind of went locally viral here in the playoffs.
And check out the merch store. Yeah.
We're still selling them. We're still going strong on these. We want to fill the garden up with them. I mean, these things, I can't say enough how comfortable they are.
They are the real deal.
They're unique. They are real.
We still have this code, Jimmy?
High quality decals. I don't think we still have that code, but we'll create a new code. How about that? Or we'll use we can't use summer 24. We can't use summer 24. We're gonna run a promo 20% off through the rest of this week to celebrate the Celtics season starting back up. Listen, the reason why
if you got one and you're going to the game tomorrow, wear the friggin'
better
thing and
wear
take a picture of yourself and send it to us, please.
Yes.
We'd like to put it on our socials. Yes,
you better wear it. People were wearing them last year for the parade and for the parties and everything like that. The reason why I think they'll go viral is because I'm hoping that the Celtics play with that toughness, that tenacity that you need to play with in order to don the hard hat. The hard hat's all about showing up to play hard, getting dirty, doing what it takes to win, doing what it takes to succeed, doing your job, and toughening it out when you don't want to. That's what it's going to take for the Celtics team to repeat, because there's going to be nights where the other team is putting on their hard hats because they want to freaking play hard and play against this team as best they can. Celtics have to match that. That brings me to my next thing. The hard hat historically has only been donned after a playoff win. We're going to switch it up now. You're allowed to wear the hard hat during games. You're allowed to wear the hard hat after wins, but only if they win with that hard hat mentality. You are not allowed to wear the hard hat after a loss. Those are the new rules about the hard hat. So everybody, I make the rules because I'm the hard hat lord here, the creator of it.
Everyone know.
These are the new rules. You can wear the hard hat during the games. It doesn't have to be a playoff. It can be regular season. If they win the way they need to win and play hard, keep the hard hat on. If they lose, the hard hat comes off immediately. It's only when you show up to work.
Thank you. And that's it.
And you can buy them in the merch store.
So again, if you have them, please wear them to the garden. You got any Garden Report merch and you're going to the game tomorrow, please wear it. Send us a picture. Send us a shot of yourself inside the garden. We would love to see it. Absolutely. Several of us will be there. Bobby, Sherrod. Yes, I'm going.
I'm going to be there.
Are you? You're a fan?
I'm going as a fan. Yeah, I got it. I got in.
Attaboy.
So find me there, guys.
So we will check it out for sure. Yep. Bring a hard hat, my friends. Yeah, definitely do that. So let's get into our finals predictions. I don't have Noah here, but we'll throw hers up here. She's got him beating the Thunder, okay, in the NBA Finals. Josue Pavone, same thing. The Thunder.
Ooh.
Got him beating the Thunder.
Josue, you picked against your own team.
It might go 7, man. They need to get that get the experience down first. But
okay,
yeah,
Bobby Manning.
Getting to the finals, I gotta say this. Getting to the finals, and all you guys should agree with this, will be 10 times. I mean, not 10 times, but it'll be significantly harder for the Thunder compared to the Celtics. I think we can.
That's a big part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
don't sleep on the East. Don't sleep on the East this year.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be tough, man. Like,
it is gonna be hard.
I'll get into my prediction, but go ahead.
Give me that.
Yeah. Where's Jimmy's?
Bobby, 65 and 17. Jeez, dude. Take a breath.
64 last year.
I know.
I think they're gonna be better.
My record is not that record. Did you put it in? Did you get it?
I don't have mine or I'm looking for him here. Ahmed, am I missing him? I'm missing Sherrod's. I'm missing mine.
Oh boy. Well, I can tell you what mine was.
I can tell you mine is. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Well, I have Celtics. I didn't pick a number, but I'll say like 6. I have them over the Suns. I'm going again with the Suns.
Suns? Wow.
I know I
They
picked the
might not even
Suns
be in the
last.
playoffs.
I picked the Suns last year, and I got.
I do like the
embarrassed.
Suns, but this is bold.
So I'm doubling down. I know it's kind of a bold. I thought we were still being bold a little bit.
Damn, Sherrod, they don't make the playoffs. You
Listen,
think?
Durant, Booker, Beal. Don't tell me that that's bold. I mean, they're a team that
You
they're.
got Tyus Jones.
Here's the good thing about the Suns this year. There's not the same amount of eyes on them. They're not even like Sherrod doesn't even have them in the damn playoffs. Like there's not a lot of people
Budenholzer
focusing on them. See that? Yeah, exactly. So I think the Suns are going to make some
Sherrod
noise.
has him over 70 wins this year, by the way.
Wow.
Wow.
What do I have? Mine is really low. Mine's like 58 for the Celtics, I think.
I should have went that route. I'm not too
low.
far.
I went lower on regular season wins for the Celtics for the reasons I stated earlier, but I still have them beating the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals in a bloodbath. Like, and what I mean by that is it's gonna be mayhem.
Very difficult.
And then they beat the Suns. I think they'll beat the Suns pretty easily, but I think the Suns make it.
I think a lot of people are overlooking. I think a lot of people are overlooking
First in
4
the East,
consecutive deep playoff
and
runs.
Luke Kornet will be arrested.
That wasn't one of my bold takes. Yeah, there you go.
There it is. 56-26, second in the East, NBA championship over Suns. Yeah, that's what he had.
That's what I had.
You love the Suns. Great jersey.
So we have 3
I'm just gonna
Thunder.
double down.
Sherrod, who did you have them over?
OKC.
OKC. So 4 Thunder, and
Oh,
that's a
God.
fashionable pick. Jimmy's got the Suns. I've got the Nuggets coming back in, and I have them winning it easily. I think
bold,
the Nuggets were
bold given what's going on with them this preseason.
I think the Nuggets. I think
Season doesn't matter.
They didn't
I think
replace
the Nuggets.
lost parts to that championship team, man.
Yeah, I think the Nuggets were one fourth quarter collapse away from destroying Dallas in the conference finals, and they would have been a tough matchup
point.
even the way they were playing in the finals. I think we get so quick to write people off from like a team that had suffered a couple of injuries, was one stupid collapse at home away from going in and friggin' rolling those fraud Mavericks in the conference finals. And then everybody would have, that's the one matchup we didn't want with Boston. And who knows what would have happened there because it's them. And that's in a year where Jokic's jump shot just completely left him, particularly late in the year. And they were just struggling to do what they normally do. And they were still a whisper away from getting there. So I'm not given up on them entirely. I know cap math got them a little bit, and they've lost some, and they lost a valuable piece.
Also, they were out of gas. They were
out of gas.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you win.
Guys, the players that they lost, that was carelessness, man. Like Caldwell Pope, you got.
And they brought in Russ.
Yeah, you
them
replaced
zero
exactly.
chance.
You replaced them with Russell Westbrook. You let
They're
no worse. They're
I
no
don't like
worse
their
than
team.
third.
run off to Philly on a 1-year deal. Like, they just didn't protect any of those guys. Like, they don't think it's important. They're only looking at Murray, who got some question marks going into the season.
Jimmy, you wouldn't even recognize some of the names that are going to play for them.
No, I know. I think they've definitely lost some help, but I like Joker and I love Murray. I love Murray. You guys stay healthy. I like their chances to be.
They
At
have
least
a lot of question marks.
I told you I like our chances.
Gordon got extended.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. He just did.
Ain't the Suns. No one's talking
So
about.
what I will say is, last year it should be pointed out that the only person who did not pick the Celtics to win the championship was, raise your hand, Bobby Manning.
I was scared of Denver.
And now
he gets him zero chance.
It's over. It's over. They're done. They're fucking done, man. They're done.
Yeah,
kid.
kid.
Celtics face.
Celtics face. It's just hitting me now.
Done.
They ain't got nothing left, kid.
The moment I come back for Thanksgiving and I just hear that
There
first
are a lot of
person
good teams in the
in
West.
the airport, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Josue's so right, though. I mean, for all the Thunder love here, they're going to play 3 brutal rounds to get there. So it could be anyone's West, depending on how things shake out early.
Yeah.
And then my Suns just slide in. They just sneak on in.
So we are going to wrap because we do have the game tomorrow. Obviously, you know what's at stake here. We're back. It's full. It's the Knicks. They're coming in hungry. There's not a great track record of teams. Well, Bobby said it. I'm just parroting what he said. It could be wrong, but there's that whole
No, I actually have to apologize for that because teams the last handful of years have actually won overwhelmingly.
Bobby was saying that they don't win because they get caught up in the emotion. I was like, that's believable, but the night is about the banner, and sometimes maybe you forget about the game. And the Knicks are coming in, and they don't give a fuck about the banner, and they're just here to show you that they're real. So, and in fact, that's also the kind of thing that's going to kind of light your fire some. What am I looking at here? Oh yeah, this is
basketball gods. Give me the Eastern Conference Finals. I need this to happen. All right, this needs to be a preview tomorrow night. It needs to be a preview of what's to come.
We will be. Yeah, we'll be live streaming some stuff from the Garden before the game, so you definitely want to check that out as well. And so, that's cool. We've got some people at Banner Night, which is very cool.
Love it.
Yeah,
I'll be there somewhere.
If you find us, say hello. We always like it. We'll take a picture. We'll say hi. Say hi to us. We'll mention you on the show for sure. If you happen to be there, don't be afraid. We are friendly people. But again, sadly, you will not see Josue Pavone there. He's going to miss it because he is. When are you flying, Josue?
Oh, man. Well, I got a few more days here, but Saturday morning, I'm out of here. So
Saturday morning, he is off to OKC.
Give us a yeehaw, Josue. Come on, give us a yeehaw.
I gotta work on it, Jimmy.
Yeah, Josue,
he's not ready to unleash it yet.
It's Oklahoma City, not Oklahoma State.
I think the
city is.
You're mixing a few things up.
Josue, final words for your people people in the audience or anything?
Oh man, thank you. I just can't say it enough. I know I love that. I'm gonna put that clip in that tribute video because that's really what it means to guys like Bobby and I and guys who've been doing this and just getting approached from people being like, Brockton Wi-Fi, like all that stuff meant a lot to me, man. And just to see the growth of this show and CLNS as a brand, and of course we'll continue to get bigger and bigger. But yeah, thank you, everyone who checked in today. All the special messages. I wanted to answer all of them here, but it would have interrupted the show. But it means the world to me. Thank you guys. It's unforgettable, and obviously I'll still be around, be making my rounds when I can, and I'll be in and out of Boston, especially during the off. But I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a very, very special season. And hopefully we get what we're predicting here. Celtics Nuggets final. Oh, excuse me. Wow, I'm thinking of John right now. Celtics Thunder finals. I hope that happens in 2025, man. We'll see.
Yeah, and the stuff's still pouring in here from the fans. And again, you will see Josue again. And we are also we will also be looking forward to the next time that he pops on here.
We love you, Josue.
We love you, buddy. And you are welcome as
my teammate.
Sherrod was one of the first person that introduced himself to me as if I didn't know who he was. So I got to bring that up, man. Appreciate you, Sherrod. Always had a great conversation with him during the off season before I made the decision official. I spoke to John about it, man. Thank you guys again. Incredible year.
Josue, we will miss you. Yeah. We will miss you. Josue has been from the CLNS kind of as a CLNS guy management type. It's like I got here and Josue was already established, right? Like he was the guy. He was there. He's this young kid. And he's kind of like figuring out how it's going to go and learning the ropes. And he's down at the Garden every day. And he had been there doing it for years, and he just kind of, that's kind of been the thing. So Josue's been part of it.
On camera. I was just strictly a writer, right for EI, doing radio spots and doing.
That's not how I roll. I did it to Sherrod too.
You got on Nick's good side. That's the key too.
I put Sherrod's ass on TV
and then turned into a part-time.
The early days of the Garden Report
when I got started.
Yeah, man. Bobby used to come over to the media section. And I'm like, man, you're gonna be here soon, and you didn't graduate early or something like that. But yeah, it's crazy. Time flies, man. Such a cliche, but it's true. Time really does fly.
Yeah. So
not in OKC, it crawls, brother. You're gonna feel that.
You guys, can I go back on the show? I'm like, no, man. Right. We just had you.
One more time, farewell to Josue Pavone. We'll send you off with
one of these for Josue.
With our video, get a hard hat for Josue, and take care.
Nick Gelso, Josue Pavone, inside TD Garden.
What up, Nick?
Josue Pavon, CLNS Media.
Josue Pavone here, coming at you from the Celtics.
Look at young
locker room,
Josue.
kicking in with my boy Al Horford.
I'm sorry.
Joe Mazzulla's mother tell me that she's a big fan of the show. What happened here? What was the difference in game 2? Let's break it down real quick. Josue Pavone here with Pacers legend Jalen Rose, man. I appreciate you taking the time. No, Gary, what do you say? What's going on? Josue Pavone here, CLNS
I
Media.
ain't instigating that shit, man. I don't want to have to whoop nobody.
The Bay Area's finest right here. We got E40.
What's up, baby?
E40 and Gary Payton, man.
Brother GP.
You know the vibes.
I had one
Spark
somewhere.
that. Someone's got a lighter in here. Man, I'm just.
Get us banned for next season.
I'm just soaking it all in, guys. I remember in Miami, it didn't work out, but this time it's working. All right, we got Derek White here. Who approach Bobby and I all the time, whether here on the road. Like that stuff really means a lot to us. Seriously, man, you guys are what make this show what it is. We're gonna continue to grow, obviously, but that wouldn't be possible without you guys. Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Josue Pavone, CLNS Media.
Check. Yeah, why would I have to? Why would I have
We need more of those.
I kind of alluded to that thing you mentioned there, John, where
No, Josue.
why is it over Josue, given the stretch that they've gone through here, and
Damn. Josue, what the hell? Bobby, look at you. Bobby, save your boy.
Yeah, you have way too much fun.
Yes!
You have way too much fun with it. John,
doing
you
it
know,
old school.
when a dude's not like ready, don't just throw him on.
Words to live by.
Yeah. Wait, Ahmed's got an outro for us, I think.
No, he doesn't.
He said he was going to work on an outro.
He had a phenomenal game.
Phenomenal.
Horford's out. I think it's an option. That did not sound like a chair.
It was a freaking chair. It does sound like a chair.